Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Biz Thrive SNAP, where we're profiling and showcasing business owners and their businesses so they thrive today, tomorrow, and in the future. Today, we're talking to Steven Dubin. How are you, Steven?
I am great, thank you. How are you?
Great. Now, you had mentioned to me that you're sitting in Plymouth, Massachusetts. How is it up there?
It is. It's interesting. We may have spring and summer someday. We're not quite there yet, but we're on the water overlooking Plymouth Rock, and I bring all of America's hometown to you.
Oh, that's so nice. That is so nice. And yes, even in Atlanta, though, even in the South, we're very cloudy, very windy, and we're expecting a storm at some point. I'm not sure when. But tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I guess the short version is I had legitimate work at one time. I worked as a reporter and an editor, and saw that from that experience, newspapers were not going to have the stronghold over our attention that they once did, and B, there were lots of other ways of sharing messaging other than through the print controlled media. And so about 30 years ago, I started a PR firm, and now we take a big picture view of what are the tools you need, what's the messaging you need, and how do we create a consistent message and a consistent delivery of that message.
Sure.
And now we're up to 4 people, and we have clients all over the country.
Wow, that's fabulous. Congratulations. That's awesome. That's what we love to celebrate here.
Thank you.
But tell me, why PR? What attracted you into that world?
Well, so as a writer and as a storyteller, I saw that the most compelling way to move someone to action was to tell them a story that you could engage them with, and that was typically placed in a medium that they knew and they trusted, and it wasn't an ad. It was part of the editorial content. It was editorially approved. We found that if we could make convincing arguments to get free coverage in now anywhere from electronic press to print, traditional print, we can really convince the audience to take action.
Right. That's awesome. And things must be pivoting and changing for you, even with everything that's going on around. So what are your customers dealing with, and therefore what are you responding to?
Right. So our customers are obviously dealing with COVID-19 and trying to remain relevant and solvent. And part of what we thought we would be sitting on our hands initially, until we started getting emergency calls from clients saying, how do we get our message out to people? How do we keep them informed? What do we say? And how do we plan for the future to come out of this and hit the ground running?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So break down for us, if you would, what are some of the products and services that you provide? I mean, people have an idea of PR,
right?
But like you said, digital has changed a lot of the landscape. So what are the products and services that you deliver?
Right. Well, so ironically, my daughter used to say that when her friends asked her what her dad did, she'd say, well, I believe he watches the Tennis Channel and takes people to lunch. So our services have expanded a little bit since then.
That's awesome.
And so now, we do a lot of traditional, anywhere from news releases to e-newsletters, but we also, because of the new opportunities, we're doing a lot of podcast development and production. We're doing a lot of e-books where we can quickly take the expert position for our client. We're doing a lot of social media content and a lot of SEO writing and blog writing, so that if you look online to find an answer about a product or a service, our client will come up as the authority.
Wow. So when you say, I all of a sudden realized I didn't have my pen in front of me, and there's a number of things I want to ask about. So let me make sure I don't forget them. So one, I want to ask you about podcasts, and then
Sure.
I want to also ask you, when you just commented about writing
Yes.
and blogs. So are you ghostwriting for your clients' brands?
Right. So we have a staff of 4, and typically we both sort of build the bus and then drive it. So we come up with a strategy, break down the deliverables in a spreadsheet so that it's very clear of who's doing what by when, and then we get it done, typically by picking their brain via a phone call, doing some research online, and developing all the materials ourselves. We find that most of our clients are overwhelmed with choices, and they are
Yeah,
overwhelmed with all the other hats they're already wearing. And so
right.
they don't, although they often have very good ideas, they don't know which ones to implement first to really get the low hanging fruit and quick traction.
Sure. No,
Um,
that's awesome. So that could be articles, blogs, anything content
well,
like storytelling driven.
right. It's anywhere from, maintaining a website that is fresh and relevant, to constantly putting out messages to their existing audience through e-newsletters,
Okay.
um, to reaching new audiences with targeted free press in trade publications or even the consumer press. And that ranges from TV, radio, to print, to online magazines.
Okay, great. And then you had also mentioned podcasting. And
Yes.
you, so help our listeners,
Right.
viewers understand what you can do
Sure.
for them and as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, I mean, the short version of podcasting is now it has created an equal opportunity for every small business. That in our case, what we encourage people to do is a Zoom broadcast like this, that they can control, good questions, the right guest who they can
Mhm.
both get useful information from, and also connect with, so they might be a good business partner in the future.
Right. Yeah.
And then we take that Zoom link, and we do 2 things with it. One, we edit it a bit, and then we get it up on and create a YouTube channel for our clients, so that
Mhm.
they're seen in the second largest search engine available on the internet. And secondly, we'll convert that video link into an audio link and create a traditional audio podcast and upload it to places like Spotify and iTunes and all the other uh, podcast portals.
Absolutely. That's awesome. That's awesome. Um, Now, from what type of clients do you work with?
Sure. So we have a real eclectic bunch, but we really prefer oddballs. So we like people who have, really unusual stories to tell. So as an example, one of our clients is New England Burial at Sea. Okay.
Okay.
So they are doing anywhere from ashes to full body burial, and it's a very macabre but attractive story to sell to the press.
Wow.
And another example would be Boot Camp for New Dads, where the organization has over 400 hospital-based programs that bring together recent dads, and they bring in a baby with them, to first-time dads who've never have no idea what to do. Uh,
Awesome.
so we look for clients that have these great, unusual stories to tell. They're not quite sure how to get their arms around that story, and they're not quite sure who to tell it to.
Yeah.
So, as an example, for Boot Camp for New Dads, on Father's Day, it's not uncommon for us to be on Good Morning America, CNN. The reality is the press is looking for stories
Yes.
that fit with their holiday or celebration or time of year, and we package it well so that it's easy for them to do the story and enticing to do so.
That's awesome. And would you say, are they like new business owners? Are they growth oriented business owners? Are they corporate business owners?
Yeah. So the clients that we like to reach are typically they've reached a plateau. They have some experience. They might even be moving into the second generation to run that business, but they know they could be doing a lot better if they had a partner who knew how to market to get them to the next level.
Mm.
What tools can really resonate with their audience, and how can they create a consistent program to really generate consistent leads and visibility?
Sure.
So although we will help startups, we really prefer companies that have had, 5+ years of experience, and now they have reasonable funding, reasonable foundation, some understanding of their market, but they really need somebody again to drive the bus efficiently.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in a time like this, because not only not only is PR kind of a strange space for a lot of people in regular normal life. Well, when you have all this chaos going on within you and around you, it makes it even more difficult to kind of put those pieces together.
Well, right. So, at one point we all had a common experience of watching one of three networks, and maybe reading the major daily newspaper in our area. And now eyeballs are all over the globe, and
Hmm.
we help people identify where their best eyeballs are, and where people who are more predisposed to buy from them are.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. 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 So, what value, what benefits do you really bring your clients? And I'm talking, not just the
Yeah,
feature and functions, but what is it that you really give your clients as a result of PR works?
right. So we've had clients tell us that what they like about us is that they have um, an adult who takes an interest in their business and helps guide them through the maze to good choices, and continues to help them make those good choices. And so there are lots of folks who do what I do, who have green hair and maybe better technical skills. But we always try to take a look at the big picture for clients and make prudent choices, and really invest well, where we plant the seed, we give it water, we give it light, and we really allow it to grow, as opposed to chasing the next shiny object.
Right, right. Stability is nice.
Uh,
Consistency is really nice. And, and there's a lot to say about seasonality, I'll call it.
well, so right. So most people fail in marketing not because of their choice was bad, but because they didn't stick with it, and they chose something that they were interested as opposed to their audience.
Right.
So we really take a look at let's really look at um, doing something on a quarterly basis, and really measuring what result we got from it, and use that as a roadmap.
That's awesome. That is
Thank you.
awesome. Awesome. And right now, I mean, life is PR. Life is putting your message out there, putting your brand out there personally and professionally, and
True.
really, touching and reaching. And I love your whole explanation of storytelling, because that's what life is a story.
That's right. I think people really remember stories. They remember something that's authentic, um, and they remember the why of your business. Why did you start? Because you truly wanted to make an impact on the world, and money was somewhat secondary. And that the same would be said for us.
Beautiful. We love the Y spot here. And
Yeah.
yes, yes, we love it, love it, love it. All right. So how would someone reach out to you, Stephen?
Yeah, the easiest way to find us is to go to our website, which is prworkzone.com, and you'll have all my contact information there.
Awesome.
Sure.
Awesome. I so appreciate you being here and being
My
part of our
pleasure.
Biz Thrive SNAP.
Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome. And if any of you watching wants to reach out to Stephen, please do so, prworkzone.com. And as well, if you want your business showcase so you can thrive today, tomorrow, and in the future, then reach out to me. Email Bernadette Boas at balloffireconsulting.com, or you can even DM me on our Facebook, Twitter pages, and even in LinkedIn. All right. So for everybody here, thank you so much. And again, thank you, Stephen. And we
Thank
will
you.
talk soon. Bye,
Great.
everybody.